Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome to the North of 60 Gaming channel. And today we have another version of, oh my god, what has come into my collection. There has been a lot of games that have come in the last 2 weeks, a number of Kickstarters, certainly a number of previews from designers, and I'm going to show that to you all. This is a brief overview of kind of what's hit. Last week, they asked the question in BG41, what's sitting on your shelf of opportunity? You can consider this a what's in my shelf of opportunity, if you like. We are going on a cruise on leaving to Greece in May 4th, and we will be going to Toronto. Then on the 8th, headed off to Greece. Actually, it's the 6th, I think, or the 7th, and then we will be cruising 2 weeks in Greece, and then coming back in Ontario. And we're hoping to get to some game cafes in the Mediterranean. Certainly Greece, I know Santorini has one, and if we can find the time and get off the ship and do that, I'm certainly going to do that. And I'd like to buy a couple of games in languages that are other than English, because it's just fun to do. But without any further ado, an introduction anymore, let's get down to the table. Let's take a look at what's kind of come in and see where we go from there. See you in a sec. You'll have to excuse some of the shininess because the light bounces all over and you can see some reflections. This is the first game. It is Methodology, the Murder on the Links. I don't know much about this game. It's a social deduction game. It was given to me by Grey Wolf Games to take a look at and preview. It is one of the games that will go into my Games Cafe in September. This looks absolutely lovely. It's for 3 to 5 players, I believe, and I don't know what it's about. But take on the roles of suspect and sleuth from Agatha Christie's acclaimed detective novel, Murder on the Links. Use your little gray cells to gather evidence, eliminate suspects, and ultimately level the accusation. That sounds absolutely lovely. I was a big fan of Agatha Christie. That means it's Hercule Poirot if we're using our gray cells. And if I would encourage you, there are some great movies and great TV series around Hercule Poirot. He is from Belgium, and that fact there, he looks a little like David Suchet, actually, who starred in the series on TV. But that is Methodology, and we're going to take a look at that maybe later on. Right now, I'm not going to be able to get to it because of other commitments. As I said, everything is coming apart around here. So next up on the list is Arboretum. This is a game my wife bought. She played it on the game night a couple weeks ago, and I thank Elena for that. And she was so excited about it, she wanted to buy a copy of the game. She actually bought a couple of games in the last few weeks. This one, Azul 5211, and Santorini. So this is one of the games that we've identified that we're probably going to be taking on our cruise. And it's really just a tableau building game with trees where you build an arboretum, and then you're going to score your arboretum at the end of the turn. There is a little bit of bluffing and strategicness that you're going to need, so it's not just a straight lay down some cards and pray at what you get. You can actually foil some scoring from your opponents if you're careful, and that's Arboretum. Next up, we have The Grizzled. This is a cooperative game. I'm not sure about the soloability of this game at all, but I've wanted to try it for quite a while. And of course, I've got the main game and the Orders, At Your Orders, which is the expansion. This has just come in. And this is where you just have to survive and live. And you're going to get obstacles to overcome, and you're going to use your cards to try to overcome them and try not to die and get really, really depressed. This game is based... There's another game similar to this that is about hospitals. Here's a game I am curious about. It is a very small box game. It is Biogenesis. And this is the molecular arms race game. This game, basically, you're going to start trying to put together strands of molecules to create DNA. This is the first in about 3 games. It's Biogenesis, Fauna, and Biogenesis something else. I can't remember. But the first one is basically creating your DNA and RNA. and coming out of the ooze. The next one is creating animals, and the next one is man. So I saw a playthrough of it. It is not a simple game. There's a lot of strategy, and it looked really, really interesting from a scientific point of view. So I picked this up. It is for 1 to 4 players. It's the first 4 billion years of life on Earth, and that is Biogenesis. So the ongoing collection of Marble Champions, the Money Sink. The card game. The Mad Titans Shadow expansion. So you get a whole bunch of bad guys. The Mad Titans Shadow, and you get a whole bunch of bad guys, including Adam Warlock and Spectrum. I believe there's a couple more heroes coming out too as well that are on pre-order right now. There's 5 new scenarios to go with all the other 75 expansions or 1 million expansions. I'm not quite sure. I'm losing track. But it is becoming quite the money sink. It wasn't a lot of money, but it is a money sink. But that is Fantasy Flight Games for you. You know, they're going to do these things to death and take all your money as best they can. So here's the next one. This is a dual version of Cathedral Wars Duo. This is Extinction. This is the first expansion. There's another expansion coming out soon based on Cthulhu Wars by Sandy Peterson, except this is specifically for 2 players. This one brings in another map, though everything in these 2 games can be mixed and matched. So I am looking forward to trying this. Again, it's just a 2-player game. And if you like Cthulhu and area control, this could be your thing. It says 2 to 6 players. Really, it's a 2-player game, but you can play with the bigger maps from Cthulhu Wars and just play the game with more people. This one I was really curious about. Bag of Dungeons. As you know, we're going on a cruise, and I thought, wow, you know, this sounds like a very interesting game to bring. Now, I did get Tiny Epic Dungeon. I want to take an opportunity to look at this before we go, because I think Tiny Epic Dungeons is going with us, but Bag of Dungeons certainly could come with us as well. I don't know much about it other than it's from Gunpowder Studios, so they have had a couple of really good games, and they were really nice to throw in a free game called Castles for me, because I have reviewed their last game just a little while ago, and I bought this, and this was free. So I will be doing a run-through with this. Again, I'm running out of runway. It might be after my trip, but who knows? For those who like Core Worlds, the big deck building game from Andrew Parks, this is the solo expansion. Now, I did do that. I do have the cards that I printed off myself in print and play, and I've actually did a run through of this, but these are actually the production now was delivered, and so I will have to pull out my Core Worlds again and go through another run through of this. I am very excited. Core Worlds, if you don't know and didn't buy this game, is one of the best deck builders there are out there, and it is amazing. It's a space game, lots and lots of things. It takes place over 10 rounds. I really find it an amazing game, and I highly recommend, if you can get the base copy, go for it. It was just reprinted. If it's going to retail, I don't know. I can't answer that. There might be some copies from the Kickstarter on a pre-order, or perhaps an order directly from Andrew Parks himself. It's Chaotic Games, so have a look for it. This is Core World's Nemesis. On the other flip side of the coin, here's another small game, Micro City. Now you can see that a lot of my gaming is now getting into these smaller games. This is Micro City 2nd Edition. I wanted to get another game for my trip, and this seemed to be good. The theme was building a little city. It plays 1 to 4 players, small footprints, and again, as you see, I am starting to look for smaller games for footprints. We probably will go over this for the cruise, and I don't know much about it other than it says Micro City, a compact game in which you take the role on as engineer whose task it is to build a metropolis. So that is Micro City. Now, this is the big one. Here it is. Core Worlds Empire, the standalone sequel to the game of intergalactic conquest. So this is the sequel to, of course, Core Worlds, which is the card game and deck builder. This is a Euro-style game, and it is huge. It is absolutely so much in the box. I have not opened it yet. It is a game that we are going to dig into. It is 1 to 5 players, 14 and up, and it's from Chaotic Games, and I highly recommend checking out. If you don't know Andrew Parks as a designer, he is a great designer. I love his Dungeon Alliances. That is a great game. He also played, he did the Mage Knight version of Star Trek, or the Star Trek Mage Knight version, and it is amazing. He is a young fellow. I'm looking for more great stuff in the future from him. Okay, we're getting down here. Here we are off the top. This is from Stephane Vachon from Quebec, a fellow Canadian, and this is Hacktivity Volume 1. Now, there are scenarios 1 and 2 in here. I am dying to get into this game. It's 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes to play, 10 and up. And we will be spending a little time with this. We're going to be looking it over, and we're going to be playing it, and we're going to be setting it up, and we're going to see how this all plays. It's from Acolyte Cooperative Board Games. So this is a very exciting chance and opportunity for me to, as a Northern Canadian content creator, to actually play around with and feature a Canadian game. So I'm very, very excited to look at Hacktivity Volume 1, and I would turn it over. There it is. Rado talked about it in one of his upcoming games, 10 games he's looking forward to. There's a couple of videos out there. I'm hoping to get these videos out in the next 2 to 4 weeks. So this is a priority for me. So I said no more big games, but let me just push it out a bit. Oh, what did I do? There it is. Ark Nova. So here it is. This is a huge game. Ark Nova by Furland. Matthias Weege. I hope I got that right. Or it could be Ouija. Excuse me, Matthias, if I butchered your name. I bought this directly from Capstone Games. It is still not available in Canada. I have to order it directly from Capstone Games. I don't think the wave that I'm in is going to be fulfilled till the summer sometime. So I could not stop it. I could not stop myself. This is Jeremy Howard's fault. I blame him totally, and therefore I have the game now. It wasn't that expensive. It is a huge game. I'm going to have to go back and watch some of his videos on it, but this is Ark Nova, and I am so looking forward to this. This has been on just about everybody's mind over the last 6 months or so. And being a content creator who does not get a lot of preview material, I am very happy to get this copy into my collection. Okay, lastly, Wu Wei, Grey Wolf Games. So they gave me the methodology, but this is the one I really wanted to see. Wu Wei, A Journey of the Challenging Path. This looks absolutely incredible. So we will be spending a lot of time, 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, 45 to 90 minutes. And you can see that board. This looks like some dice placement. This looks amazing. And again, I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to play this game. This is an amazing game by the looks of it. And this is what's come into my collection over the last few weeks. So I'm going to get this up edit it, and I thank you for being here. If you like to see this kind of content, please hit like, subscribe. I appreciate when you drop in, make some comments. These are games that are sitting on my shelf of opportunity. Some of these games are just going to go into the pack for the Board Game Cafe. Some of them I'm actually going to feature here at home. Some of them are going to stay in my collection, or unless we buy a copy specific for the cafe. Wu Wei will probably go over, but I wanted to look at this, and I want to thank Grey Wolf Games for actually sending me 2 games. It's amazing. I don't, as I said, I don't often get free content, and I'm happy to review this, and I'm happy to be able to look at it and show it to you, and you can make up your own mind on whether that's a game you want to buy or not. So I want to thank everybody. We'll see you the next time on Oh My God, What the Hell Came Into My Collection. Bye for now. Have a great day. Play games. Get outside. It's -11 today. That's made better than -30 on the weekend.
August 2050. A new virus has been detected in cyberspace. Get ready for Hacktivity, a cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players. It will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very end. Stay tuned.